Hi everyone, it's Becky here. So welcome to another new video on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to begin the first sketch on a blank art journal page with two little croissants and my cup of tea. So usually I like to draw my food and drinks around the lower part of the page. Starting to draw the outline of the first croissant around the side of the little bowl, and then drawing the outline of the rim of the bowl and the thickness of the rim, and continue finishing the outline of this little croissant connected to the side of the bowl and drawing this croissant underneath it. So when drawing directly with an ink pen, it's always a good idea to start drawing the thing not being covered by anything else and keep connecting all the shapes that you see around or underneath it. So adding these wrinkles on the croissant after drawing the outlines. All of these are actually organic curves following the 3 dimension of the dough. Yeah, all curves. Very nice and loose, with a lot of loose and broken lines to show the pastry flakes. And now I am adding a little accentuation around the rim of the bowl and draw this body part of the bowl, which is a crescent shape. And starting to add the lines and little imageries on the bowl, a lot of abstract patterns, patches, crisscross lines, and quick little flowers. Okay, so that's enough details for this set, and now I'm ready to draw the mug. The opening is always an ellipse, nice and round, the body part and the handle, which is like a letter C with a little bit of thickness. Adding accentuation on the bottom of the mug to show dark shadow, drawing the rim of the mug very loosely and the liquid line inside. Now starting to add these fun details. It says happiness is, and Snoopy right here. Yeah, I love Snoopy. And the story of Peanuts, Charlie Brown. Yeah, just a quick little doodle of Snoopy. Now it's time to paint watercolors to bring these things to life with the fluidity of the watercolor paint. So I just wetted the area first with clear water and adding on these very light diluted washes of lemon yellow mixed with yellow ochre, the organic yellow for the surface of the tea and croissant. Now second layer, wet into wet, is a mix of orange with yellow ochre. As you can see, my brushstroke is following the round 3 dimensions of these croissant reliefs. Yeah, and the second layer for the surface of the tea just around the edge to create a very simple transition to show the shine of the liquid. Now just wetting the bowl area with a little clear water. And same for the mug as well, so the paint can spread out very easily and loosely. Grabbing a little leftover cerulean blue mixed with a little bit of green. Yeah, just putting it very loosely, wrapping around the croissants. Yeah, and mixing my own gray with blue and a little bit of royal purple to get this gray, and also dilute this gray a lot to achieve the sense of translucency. Put it around the inside and outside of the mug. And grabbing a little bit of burnt sienna mixed with a leftover patch of yellow ochre for this third layer of the croissants, again using these thin brush strokes to show the little relief of flakes of the pastry. Yeah, and keep adding this to achieve a sense of density, that this thing really has a bit of weight. Yeah, just adding another ring of contrast. And some more streaks of gray. It's really depending on the weather. So if it's really like an overcast day, we're going to see a lot of these dark gray shades on a white ceramic piece. So adding that, a little bit more contrast around the side. Yeah, sometimes it can be tricky to paint something white. And adding some little details for the patterns on the bowl. Shadows inside the bowl, mostly cat shadows from the croissants. Adding some of these red dots for the little flower patterns. And the color of the rim. Cat shadow from the bowl onto the mug. Just wetting the platform area with clear water, and I want to get this royal purple color at the platform, so you could use any color that you want. And the shadow mixing in with a little ultramarine blue. Just let it blend together loosely. That's it. Here's the look of my finished little sketch. It took me about 15 minutes. And I always get so inspired by skies. So this one is a sky outside my bedroom window here in Montreal. And I'm going to continue drawing with my dark sepia Faber-Castel brand drawing pen. Starting with the outline of the apartment building and fill it in with windows. After drawing the apartment building in the foreground, it's a very important foreground element that creates a sense of depth of field. And now I am drawing the contour outline around the horizon area, the foliages and buildings in the far distance. Yeah, so just clusters of foliages, and this is actually a traffic lamp. A lot of abstract lines, so I'm actually using a blind contour approach most of the time when drawing these clusters of shapes. Focusing on the seeing, just moving my pen on the white space of paper. Yeah, some more foliages. This is the foliages around the foreground area, sticking up really high, covering the horizon area. Using squiggly lines to show the texture of leaves. So I think drawing and painting from landscapes from real life observation is so much more meaningful than just trying to draw and paint from a reference photo, especially working from a reference photo of a place that you have never been to. The point of art is to start from real life experiences and not with the intention of making beautiful pictures. It needs to contain our personal sensations. It needs to come from part of our lives. And of course, in modern times, we can't really avoid, working from reference photos, especially when I'm working for commissions. I have to work with reference photos. And that's okay. I still spend a large amount of time drawing from my own personal experiences, life experiences. Now I'm ready to add watercolors. I just wet the sky area with clear water and loosely adding these brush strokes of diluted yellow-orange. So the clouds have moved away a little bit, so it's different from what you saw in the beginning of the sketch, as they're still in different thicknesses, so I'm using different hand pressure and different brushstroke lengths to create these cloud forms. And the bottom of the sky has a bit of mellow yellow glow, and above it I'm putting on a bit of cerulean blue. The cerulean blue, I'm intentionally blending it with the yellow underneath to create a tone of light turquoise. This color, if you look very carefully close to the horizon later in the afternoon, you're going to see the color is not blue anymore. It's turning into a nice minty color, light turquoise. And then the middle of the sky is transitioning into cerulean blue, but I'm still keeping it pretty translucent. And also painting in between the gaps of these clouds. So as you can see, the paint is dripping a little bit because my sketchbook is tilting on the side of the windowsill. So sometimes I'm not painting in a perfect position. Okay, a lot of times I'm using the windowsill as an easel. So yeah, I'm okay. I'm still pretty much in control of the paint and how it flows. It's okay to let it go. Just let it flow without too much control. Just adding this bit of cerulean blue containing slightly less water higher in the sky. And I am now putting on brush strokes of gray tones. So I mix my own gray with ultramarine blue, a little bit royal purple, and a bit of green. So 3 colors. Again, controlling the amount of water. So these brush strokes, they are in different tones of grays. Yeah, so these clouds are moving away so fast that I'm only able to capture the left end of it. So the larger pieces have floated away, but that's okay. That's how painting from real life observation works. You can't really have a fixed image right in front of you. Things are always changing, especially clouds. And also, if you're doing urban sketches, people and other vehicles are always moving. So you really have to use your memory and your personal sensations a little bit. I can't try to copy because, yeah, things are very unstable. So when you're sketching from real life observation, you're actually creating a painting from different moments in 1 hour. It's very different from taking a photo. A photo is a very fixed moment, maybe just 1 second or 2. And when you're drawing a painting, you're actually keeping track of a place within like 30 minutes or sometimes 1 hour or a little longer. So it's much more lively and interesting than a photograph. And now I'm adding on the first layer of oranges for the foliages here and there as I see, wet onto wet to blend on a bit of radiant green or sap green as I see, very loosely, just punching these color on without trying to make it smooth. We don't have to paint inside any outlines. These foliages, they don't have definite outlines. Some more oranges for the foliages in the distance. Again, when we're punching the colors on with our brush strokes, these interesting effects happen. You can see the traces of our brush marks. And I just prefer to leave my brush marks on the paper and not trying to make them flat. Yeah, so these warm orange reds is really showing the atmosphere of early evening. Putting on some browns for the shade of the building in the distance. So when I'm drawing and painting, I'm actually doing a lot of cheating as an artist. There's no need to waste a lot of our energies on staring at an object or the whole landscape that we're trying to draw and paint. I'm just kind of, glancing at the whole thing and then put on a couple of lines on paper and then take a quick glance of the landscape, add a few more lines, add a few more brush strokes of colors, and not staring at the landscape or the subject matter for a long time trying to copy it. This is not really a copy. It's not exactly the same as a photo or the real thing. There's a slight bit of displacement or differences in terms of sizes and proportions a little bit, okay? So my point is to capture the overall proportions roughly and the sensations in colors. So overall, the process of drawing and painting should be very relaxing. If you're giving yourself a lot of pressure trying to get everything right, you're going to have a very hard time and the process won't be that enjoyable. And you just need to take your time to practice. You won't get, perfect results overnight or within a few weeks, a few months, or maybe a year or two. You need several years and a very consistent practice to get better at drawing, at better with the proportions and the accuracies in terms of sizes, proportions, and colors. Here's the look of my finished sketch. It took me about 20 minutes, and now all the clouds are gone. And here I am sharing just a little bit of my life in Montreal. I am making dinner, so just like kind of measuring some noodles. So I really value the importance that our art needs to come from real life experiences. And even if someone who's trying to create fantasy or drawing from imagination, I still need some elements from real life experiences. And I also believe that all humans deserve an unhurried life. Okay, so the modern world, I know we have a lot of stress and it's very challenging to slow down and truly savor the everyday. So I am, as an artist, I'm trying to find a way for myself to slow down and enjoy every day as fully as possible. So as humans, we all have a pretty limited amount of time on this earth. We don't have until eternity. So I think it's really important to find out, to realize what is really important in life, what is not so important, and just focus on the things that you love to do, that you value the most, and eliminate all of the things that are kind of like distractions. It is a process of trying to find out who you are and what you can do to this world, what you can offer. And yeah, I think I am on my way. So sketching my food and drinks is not just simply creating an image of something delicious, try to make it look good. It's more of a memory of a slice of my life. Every drawing contains a bit of sensations and other life experiences related to it. So when I look at one sketch or several sketches of my food and drinks, and with maybe like a landscape outside my window above it, it is really a narrative of part of my life in Montreal. This page is part of my personal life in Montreal in 2022. And after so many years, I'm gonna look back and have the same sensation and kind of like reliving this day again when I look at this page many years later. So there's something deeper, more than just food illustrations. So through this video, I'm also showing you my identity as a Chinese Canadian. And this is one of my favorite food, noodles with egg and tomato in soybean sauce. So it's a really common Chinese food that I cook very often for myself. Yeah, and this style of noodles is very similar to pasta. And in this way, I believe that art making could happen anytime in the day. Inspiration is everywhere. You just have to realize that anything could be sketched. We're eating and drinking every day, and food and drinks are part of our life's context. And so when we're sketching food, we're creating more than just images of food and drinks. We're also trying to summarize our lifestyle within these items that we sketch. So this is very similar to look at someone's handwriting and imagine what this person looks like. So drawing everything in our life It's really giving ourselves, a chance to look back after many years, because I think our life's context is changing as well as we grow and move on in life. Different periods in our life, we have different subject matters in our lives, different environments, different sensations. So right now I may not have a lot to say about these pages in my art journal, but after like 5 or 7 years, 10 years, like 20 years, when I flip through these pages, I have a lot to say, very likely. And every one of us is unique. Nobody can have exactly the same life as you. So yeah, it's amazing if you could, sketch your life and everything in it. And here is a look of my finished art journal page. And I did, the page on the right hand side was my Sunday class. Now I'm enjoying my dinner. It was a good YouTube video. So thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. If you like it, please click like and leave me a comment below. Subscribe to my channel for weekly updates, and I'll see you again very soon next time. Have a great day, everyone.